Okay, wow. Welcome to the TradeGame channel. We are here to talk about trading cryptocurrency. I'm Daniel, and my computer does not want to. Load that. Well, whatever. I was going to just sort of touch on Bitcoin's recent action here. Just kind of nice to start off with this, since Bitcoin is the focus currently of the crypto market generally. Right. So Bitcoin is at $99,000, and it's had pretty bullish price movement the last couple of days. Very interesting, long wick here, and then two very bullish green candles. So that's cool. But we're talking about our projects here. First one we could talk about is Solana. You have a Solana bot going, and I think that I mentioned last time that Solana had a wedge pattern going, and rose up average wedge pattern, came back down for one last swing for consolidation, and then pumped, essentially. And so now this 5 times leveraged bot is in its trading grid. So hopefully we'll begin hopefully to produce a little return on investments, although it is, I believe, in loss currently. I think its entry point is somewhere around here. So good things happening with our Solana position, or Solana bot rather. Okay. Oh, well, here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this is just my Bitcoin was here. Yeah, this is just Bitcoin on Bluefin. So, oh yeah, okay. So this was the thing that I think I mentioned in my last video here. We had an Ethereum bot, which has not started yet. I'll have to make a separate video for it, but yeah, it did not hit its trigger at 3,400, and so we did not activate this bot yet. Almost did, could have, and I'll talk about why it didn't probably in a separate video. All right, what else can we touch on real briefly here? Dogecoin. We had 2 guys going on Dogecoin, two bots, right? And there's not tremendous amount to say about them. The grids extend all the way down to 0.22 and go up to about $1, I think. Yeah. But for the time being, they're in their grids. Your trading 5 times position has been trading the whole time. Practically, it's been open. And the smaller bot that with the higher leverage, I think it's 25 times leverage, maybe. which has the liquidation a little bit closer up, has also been trading the entire time. They're both doing rather well. Hopefully it'll continue that way. We'll have to see, though. Right. So Dogecoin, Bitcoin, so on. With XRP. Woo. Goodness. Okay. XRP. Oh, yes. Alright, so we had an XRP bot going. Starting here, I did. And it did fine. Kind of traded a little out of its grid, under its grid, and then came back up. And then I closed it today with a little bit of profit. So maybe 6% or 9% profit or something. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit above break even. It was fine. Because I wanted to reopen it, and so once it was back in profit, there's no particular reason to not reopen it and make adjustments for me. So we have closed that original bot, and now the second one, which I started here, probably somewhere, which is also a 5 times leveraged bot, is doing totally fine. This grid goes down to about 1.86, and it's been trading the whole time. So really, kind of just doing all right. Now, of course, with these 5 times leveraged position, leveraged bots, they don't accumulate grid return on investment. Their grid arbitrage doesn't yield that much relative to the investment that quickly, but they are trading, and that's good. That's what we want. Going up to $6 with this if XRP gets up to $6. Now, so what we're going to do, so I'm going to be starting another XRP bot, or at least the plan is to start another XRP bot. I've set this up, and I think I did a little bit higher than 5 times leverage with this one. 8 times? Maybe 7? No, I think 8 times. Leverage. Trying to go just a little bit higher on the leverage, and just to kind of see how sort of something in between 5 and 10 times leverage does in terms of how it where its initial liquidation value falls, and how that liquidation value is affected by the grid arbitrage returns accumulating in the bot. So this guy, this second guy with the slightly different, slightly brighter shade of green, has not started yet. We need to start him somewhere, and it's interesting. I don't think that he had gotten out of his, it actually got out of its wedge formation here, just for a little bit, just challenging that wedge formation here, and then came back down. Interesting. Earlier, on the 1 hour chart, right, and that's what's happening, right here, it got out of its wedge just a tiny little bit, and it's going back down, seeing some resistance, some selling pressure, And so I had set the activation price for this bot at, where are we? 2.34, roughly. And the reason I did that, I think I would just use setting it on one of these supply and demand levels. So you kind of have with XRP here these two bigger bands, supply and demand above, and then these little smaller bands in between. And so the idea here is that there's one of them, this one right here, and I've set my trigger for the bot on that level of support or resistance, or that significant level. You know what I'm saying? Of $2.3446. So hopefully sometime in the next day or so, the price of XRP will correct downwards a bit, because it just had a lovely pump up. So good. Just what we were expecting. And so the next thing that will likely happen, if it cannot successfully break out of its wedge here, and it kind of looks like it hit the edge of it and then got rejected, then this is going to correct down a bit, or may correct down a bit. And then if we are still bullish overall on XRP, then this should hopefully, in order to get the bot to set off, range down a bit, and perhaps even range further down than this, and then come back up. So, but I'm hoping that it'll kind of range maybe down to here, maybe not down so far, and then come back up, and we can kind of catch it as it goes up that way. At least that's my thinking. You never really know what the market's going to do, but that is where I set the trigger for this bot to turn on and start grid trading Ripple, which is also XRP. XRP is just the abbreviation for it. Right. Oh, I also, this second bot with the slightly higher leverage than this one, they're both going up to $6 for XRP now, so that the grids will be at the same height. They'll have the same ceiling, and they also are both, grids are going down to about 1.86, so that they'll kind of it'll be a little easier to understand. Like, we've got two bots going, but they've got basically the same grid, and one of them, the one with the higher leverage that we're attempting to get started, hopefully on a good foot here, although we'll see, will probably have a closer liquidation value than this lower leverage one, the older one. And we'll just have to kind of see how that goes and how that performs, and yeah, just hope that it does well enough to not get liquidated, and to continue to grid trade and sort of hopefully cover the fees that it's incurring by opening these leveraged long positions, and then hopefully also producing a little bit of return on investment, which is the principle by which you use this grid trading strategy. All right, you're contributing liquidity to the market by doing high frequency trading within a certain range. And well, anyway, okay, so that's where we're at with XRP. Yeah, let's see if we can keep it moving here. Dogecoin, yeah, I think we talked about Dogecoin. Doing fine. And we just talked about XRP. Alright, how about BNB? There's not a hog on with this one, so it won't take very long, I don't think, to discuss the BNB bot, because really, in this, my next project coming up here, May perhaps, in terms of like a higher leverage bot, once we get perhaps hopefully the Ethereum bot going on a good leg, a good start. Maybe trying to start a higher leverage bot on BNB, because this guy just sort of overall over time has done all right. It's really done totally fine, and isn't like it is not quite as up and down and all over the place compared to other cryptocurrencies, which is fantastic for grid trading, for high frequency grid trading, because it means that it's a little easier to sort of predict what range the price might be in as time moves forward. But yeah, so this one's doing well. It's not super exciting, but it is doing exactly what we would want this to do. Of course, because this isn't quite as loosey-goosey up and down as it moves along, it's not going to produce quite as much arbitrage profit as it might. But on some level, that's fine. Consistency is kind of more useful to us, has more utility to us when doing this type of grid trading activity. All right. So BNB and yeah, okay. So we got those, and then we need ApeCoin. We should do an update on the ApeCoin bot. All right. Okay, where are we at with this? Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, just kind of like the rest of the market, like the rest of these coins, we're saw a pump, and we're starting to see a bit of a correction starting to the downside with ApeCoin, and don't have, yeah, there's not a tremendous amount to say about this that I haven't already. This is where we want it. It's in its grid. It may start to trend upwards, and ooh, getting congested a little bit, and it may progress to the upside out of its grid at some point, but we will have to see. we'll have to kind of see what happens with this. As time goes on. So, yeah. So, now, don't have anything else planned? No. Alright. I feel like there was something else that I was going to mention that I'm forgetting, but I guess not, if I think about it. Well, anyway, doing alright. Pepe is doing Pepe things. Okay. Well, this is tonight's update. This is the TradeGame channel. This is Daniel. Thank you for watching and listening, hopefully. God be with you. Be good to one another. I'll talk to you later.